How are we going? What's the go?
Gosh.
I
Well,
have...
there's excellent news.
Oh yes.
Actually.
Do,
yes.
Please now.
Well, it's Wednesday, which means I get to game with you lot.
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I have had 3.5 hours of sleep.
Less good.
Less good because my wonderful hound decided that he was going to clean himself for 15 minutes right next to my bed. He's really loud. He's really loud. I didn't realize it was possible to lick oneself so loudly and for so long.
So you're just behind on your game, and it's okay.
Gross.
Truly gross.
That was terrible.
You're welcome.
You said there was
Pretty
nothing
much
safe to say before we went live, and then we go live, and you're like, yeah, all of the things that weren't safe to say now I will say.
I hated that. I'm eating, and
What's a terms of service agreement except for flamethrowers? You know.
Jamie, save us, please.
I haven't left the house in a week, so I don't know if I'm a safe bet.
I left the house for the first time in... I mean, I go once a month to the pharmacy.
I have to do that today, so I will be breaking my streak later today.
I think my streak was like 24 days or so. When I say house, I mean like I might go into the yard for a bit and then come back inside.
Yeah.
To the grounds. For
I have a balcony, but it's covered in
property.
I have a balcony that's covered in redbacks, so that's not like an option at the moment.
No.
Son, no. Son, no.
Yeah.
What
It's
are
one thing-
redbacks?
it's one
Explain to everyone.
Black Widows.
Black Widow.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's another good, excellent use for flamethrowers. I'll point that out right now.
I was trying to explain whitetails to someone the other day and ended up going, just flamethrowers. Just use a flamethrower because there's nothing else that'll kill them.
Just a true story. It turns out WD-40 is an excellent method of dealing with spiders, flying insects, and the whole 9 yards.
It also will help you slip and slide across your floor for days.
Oh, but I have a solution for that too. It's the lighter that you hold in front of the
God,
door.
You should have started with that one. That's the start point, not the end point. Right?
In my head, I immediately thought of the thing where it's like if it moves and it shouldn't, duct tape. If it doesn't move and it should, WD-40. And I was like, I don't think you're using the right tool for spiders. But suddenly I was like, how does duct tape help in this?
Yeah, Jamie'd complain if you duct taped him. So.
Wow. You don't know me.
I mean, if you ask first.
Yeah. I mean, with the proper negotiations in place.
Sorry, I didn't mean to judge you like that. I apologize.
All right, friends. Jamie, tell me about you, please, now.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Jamie Collette, also known as Muffin. You can find me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto or my website, jamie-collette.com, where I do lots of silly voices. Seriously.
You do lots of silly voices seriously?
Yeah, professionally. That's all I got.
Okay, cool. Sam.
Hi. I'm also a voice actor from Brisbane this time. You can find me on Twitter at @_RealSammyP, as it says below me. Yeah, I haven't got anything to spruik at the moment.
Okie dokie. No spooky.
A function of our country mostly being in lockdown at the moment is not a whole lot going on.
A little bit.
Have no bot.
Michelle, let's work our way up the screen because everyone has the same screen now. Why not?
Yes, let's do that. Hey, my name's Michelle Valco. You can catch up with me on Twitter at MichelleV69. Hang on a sec. Yeah, that way instead. Hang on, I was just waiting for the screen delay to go away. So okay,
I mean, it should be the same. What you see on screen should be.
No, it's literally backwards. So yeah. But that's okay, because now I just realized that I can see the little box over here, which means that side is that side, because I can see the box over there, which makes that side to me. So that's okay. You can also catch up with me on Amazon if you're interested in reading steampunk or dieselpunk. I do what I call people-powered hopeful fiction. It's the best description for my writing style. Let me know what you think if you check it out. You can also find me on my own Twitch channel, 902PE Gaming, where I talk about everything that goes into being a GM and a story writer, and how these two places pretty much heavily overlap. And so if you can do one, if you have lessons in one, you can import them into the other. And that's pretty much me for right now.
Nice. Danny.
I am Danny. You can find me at I can do this. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. It's a mirror. I'm at DT Cam Jansen. Down there.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
No, it's that one.
It's not in the way for them. It's only in the way for us.
It's in the way for
you. Yeah,
you.
you guys are in
There's
Australia. We're in North
remember,
America,
you
so
haven't earned
ours
your
is
overlay.
backwards.
You haven't earned the overlay yet.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's in the doobly-doo. It's right there. I don't have
there are
anything
days
to promote.
Matt Colville has so much to answer for.
I don't have anything to promote. I'm an actor, and I do acting and fighting things and direct things. But I will promote.
Oh.
Please get vaccinated.
Please.
Oh, yes, please.
Especially if you live in a country where they are widely available and people are literally begging/bribing you to get vaccinated. Yes, I'm looking at you, United States of America. Please get vaccinated. Pfizer is now approved by the FDA. It is free. And like in most places, they will literally take you there. Uber will take you for free. It's all free. Call me. Beat me. Hit me up on this screen name. I will tell you anything you want to know. Please go get vaccinated.
Also, if you're worried about an FDA-approved drug, don't use vet supplies. Just say.
You're welcome. For many hundreds of years, please go get vaccinated. I hate it here. That's all.
I have some excellent news for you. The price to live in Seattle is almost as bad as the price to live in Vancouver, and they're right next door.
I don't.
Gotta go look at real estate. I'll be right back.
You're welcome.
Get vaccinated. I'm Chantel.
You do lots of things.
Here.
Tell us.
I do stuff, lots of stuff. Gehenna Academy's coming back for season 2.
Hell yeah, it is.
There's something that I've been pre-recording that is going to be turning up somewhere, sometime soon. I'll let you know when that happens.
Awesome.
I'm a writer. As of next week, we will be playing Omen's Rising right here on a Tuesday, US time. That will be 8:30, I believe, Eastern. Anything else that I'm forgetting?
Daybreak's coming back.
Daybreak's coming back.
Daybreak's coming back.
Daybreak.
And now we're going to camp. It's gonna be awesome.
Daybreak's coming back. Summer camp.
That'll end well, I'm sure.
I can see nothing good coming of this. I can't wait to watch.
Wow.
It's gonna be great.
Just have some faith. They have learned.
Oh, I absolutely do have faith. That's why I want to watch.
They've learned so much. I don't have ears.
None of it good. Well, we need you to have ears. How are you hearing this then, dear?
I truly don't know. Now I have an ear at least.
What have I told you about ruining your own optical illusions?
I was just gonna say, for a second I thought she was Roman.
I am. Who? You mean what? With the mop? What? let's do the
lend me-
intro.
the famous lend me your ear speech. Keep going.
I see.
I am still confused, but let's go to the intro.
Lend me your
Your-
ears.
your
I got
ears.
it.
Oh, you want one? I can give
I
you
got
one
it.
also. I have another. I have 2 ears.
This isn't a Mel Brooks skit, all right? Let's
Can we
go.
please?
All right,
Intro.
intro
You wouldn't be that
starting
lucky.
now. We've returned.
If you
Zenobia.
ever wanna go
Hello.
to down.
Are you rickrolling the
Alrighty.
entire audience? Is that what's happening right now?
I mean, we could. I think that would be rather fun, actually. Let's work on that.
No. Half the audience is hearing a completely different song. It's going to be a Mandela effect situation. It's fine.
I'm so confused right now.
Hey Nadine. Thank you.
Dino! Dino!
Yay for Nadine.
I
Yeah,
did
yay for
the
Nadine's.
intro. Thank you. Michelle. I
Yes.
don't have to do this. This is great. I was sitting there going, I'm sure there's something I'm supposed to be doing right now. No.
Staunchly, no.
No.
I refuse to be involved. Actually, so right. We actually did leave off last session with Alexandre pressing the all call button on the evil villainess. However, that's not where we're starting today's session.
Nope. Good. I like this. I'll mute me.
No, I just want, now that I've reminded everyone, I'm going to just let it sit there for a few minutes, and we're going to do something else while you all go, oh dear. So the first thing I actually need everyone to do in character is, in 30 lines or less, starting with Spider, explain to Kazra the past 4 hours. 'Cause that's about how much game time has gone by.
That requires me knowing what happened in the last 4 hours.
If it helps, I was sort of filled in. I was giving Cliff's notes of what did transpire.
Okay.
But your homework is I can't help you escape homework. So
Did Kazra get transported to the river too? I don't remember.
Yes, she was. Yes, Kaz,
Oh,
Kaz did get dragged
right.
along for the ride.
As
Sorry
you
about that.
remember, Kazra, of course.
yeah, for sure.
We left the inn, and then all of a sudden we were in my worst nightmare memory of all time.
That was. Huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
and we saw my brother dragging me out of a rushing river in the middle of a rainstorm.
Brother. Okay.
And then that image shifted to something I didn't know till now, which was that he didn't just get his leg trapped under a fallen log and need amputation. Instead, he took my possibly dead body to some sort of woods witch who brought me back in exchange for his leg and some unknown debt. So, not super happy with my brother right now, but he's also missing, so can't exactly hit him in the face right now.
Angry later, yeah.
Why do you want to rescue your brother? So I can slap him upside his face.
Just out of character, I would like to say Spider did know, because Spider went to that other place when Spider listened to.
I never saw
You were there.
that scene before.
It was you.
Actually, no, because that was the first time you guys have seen the complete vision. There were hints that something had happened, but it was never explicitly seen by the party about the entire sequence.
What I mean is Spider specifically
I
listened
never.
to the ticking, and
Yeah.
the ticking took Spider through a portal type thing and went to a crone, and that particular scene, we've seen it.
Mhm.
Out
We
of
hadn't-
character, we've seen it before. In character, Spider was the
Yeah.
only one that saw it and didn't say anything to us.
We hadn't confirmed. I don't think we in the
We
first
didn't
time we
talk
saw
about
it
it.
that like it was the crone basically like, I can do this, but there'll be
Yeah.
a cost.
There
Yes.
was definitely.
We hadn't confirmed the
no.
cost was the leg.
No,
Yeah.
we hadn't confirmed that the cost was the leg, but we had seen that the overall that before.
Yes,
I just wanted to
the biggest difference.
clarify
Yeah,
that.
the biggest difference between the version that Spider saw privately and the version the group saw was who was on the bed. In the version Spider saw, he saw Spider as Spider looks now, and in the vision you all saw, the occupant of the bed was a young girl.
I see.
Right.
Mm.
Cool.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
So
As you were, I was confused.
Yes, the group roller coaster was ever so slightly different in content.
Alternate history.
All right, keep going, Spider.
yeah, and so then I figured that was enough for the day, and needed to get as far away from Alexandria as possible, so I went to do some business, and I am sure that she won't do anything stupid in the meantime.
No, never. Probably not. None of you guys ever. No.
We get
Alright.
defined by anything. It's how well we think out our actions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Full faith in that. Since the day I met you guys, it's been nothing but straight shooting, just really predictable guys. Mhm.
Absolutely. If there's a
Yeah.
bad choice, you can predict they'll make it. All right,
Yeah.
my soul, tell us what
Hey.
20 to 30 phrases. Let's have your take.
Well, I got in contact with Alexandre's grandmother and an assassin as well, separately, different calls. I've arranged to meet the religious zealot assassin, as in assassin who isn't a religious zealot, not an assassin who. Anyway, so we're going to meet them tomorrow, potentially.
Mhm.
From tomorrow on, I'll be checking to see if they're there to meet. When we saw this witch in the woods, I tried to find her as well, and turned out it wasn't some witch in the woods. It was the actual concept of fate, or possibly time, or both. It was difficult to determine, given that I had to see it through a filter without going mad. So
I love
that
hanging
was-
out with guys. Yeah.
That was new.
What, not going mad? That's odd.
Sure, let's go with
that.
And then Alexandra and I went to the Hall of Records, and we've yet to come back.
We've yet to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not been that long, but
Yeah.
Still.
Right then, Alexandre.
Yes.
20 to 30 phrases that'll catch Kazra up on current events.
Tell me what I saw.
that'll catch Kazra off guard.
Nervous
more than-
laughter.
There is more than one song. La Chanson is trying to cover up that song, which is nice. Spider wouldn't let me try to change the past. It's not that I couldn't have. Spider didn't let me try.
It's probably a bad idea.
Spider wouldn't let me try. Could have fixed something. Anyway,
Okay.
you don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows.
I do, but okay.
Nobody do you? Nobody knows. I all of the other stuff happened, like all of the vision stuff, and I am confused by it. I went to bed because it's not midday and I'm tired. And I hid for a bit, but then I couldn't find the birds. And I spoke into the small trinket that Reneshi gave me, and it was nice, but nothing happened. And then I went back downstairs, found the birds, they're sleeping with you. And then I went to the Hall of Records to find out whether or not my grandmother actually passed this way. And on the way, I saw someone had graffitied on the wall, "No progress with the Confederacy," and they managed to put it in a very prominent place, which is very impressive, and suggests they have big balls. And then we went into the Hall of Records and looked up a load of stuff. It's kind of hazy because I'm slowly waking up and I'm hungover and it hurts. But learned a lot of things. Remembered that I speak Orcish, which is nice. There were a lot of people passed through here. There was a town and people passed through. There is a town that we can go to just to talk more about what's it called? Oh, we can talk more about where my grandmother went. And then, we spoke to Genevieve, also known as Cavs McGee, because if we say her name, she decides to talk to us, which means that she's watching a lot, apparently, maybe.
Always watch.
I really hope she's not watching, like, when I'm trying to use the restroom. Oh no, now that's something to worry about. Oh yeah, and then I asked her if I asked her about training and what she means by training, because she offered to train me, because I'm not too easily scared. I don't run away. That was more than 30, but a lot happened.
What did happen?
It's been a busy morning.
It's been a busy. No, it's only lunchtime and a lot has happened. This is why gin.
Sometimes it feels like
not
a blur.
even. It's technically, according to my notes, not even quite lunch. So we're just about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's been a long week. Already.
Correct.
I feel like I've been trying to skip this day for a month.
No.
I would like another nap, please. I'm thinking I'm gonna kip out just for a little while longer. I'm gonna.
Now that I found out what happened when I wasn't looking, I don't want to look anymore.
Oh, I think we also left Kazra asleep with the two plant birds.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes.
Oh,
Frankly, that's yep. I'll be over here until someone makes me move. I was under the impression that all of that was a very strange and alcohol-induced dream. And now that you all remember it too, that seems less likely.
Not ruling it out, but...
No, not ruling it out. I've learned my lesson in the last couple of days. I'm not going to rule anything out with you guys, but it does seem more like it might have actually happened, which is concerning to me. So.
Oh no.
It's fine. I've been concerned this whole time.
I mean, that's reasonable.
It's not a bad idea. I would be too. Yeah.
It's my secret, Cap. I always have anxiety.
I always have
I wish
anxiety.
it weren't true. It is.
Would that it
All
weren't,
right.
but it's his.
Mm. Okay then. So, all traumatic joking aside, is there anything Kaz wants to be doing? Spider is off, essentially paying hours into the into the RP consistency bank, because it takes a couple of days to organize a expedition to the middle of a haunted, cursed, and literally fire blasted, intentionally maintained that way wasteland. So
I like the idea of having to do your shift in the narrative mine. Narrative justification mine.
You have to earn all that character development somehow.
Let me ask you this. Out of character, are the Dashramali the kind of bosses that you can contact and ask questions of?
Okay, so the short version is that you were probably one of their more trusted contractors. So if you're not cousins, but at the same token, you're one of those people that they will, if cousins are in trouble, they'll call you as obvious, right? They obviously hold you therefore in high regard. So, if you were to ask them, about Aquidian's personal life, you're going to get some side stares. On the other hand, it depends on what the question is and the context of it. Because at the end of the day, the Dashramali operate on the basis of, if one of their contractors is asking questions, it probably is relevant to a discussion going on somewhere. They may ask why you want to know, this really odd looking wizard with a tentacle growing out of his forehead stared at me and now I feel compelled to ask you. Oh, really? Well, that's good to know.
Good to know.
But beyond stuff like that, no. So, for lack of a better way of putting it, most people know you probably yes.
Well, if there is time at some point, I think at this juncture of the adventure, Kaz would definitely, if she has the power to do so, contact her contacts.
So at some point in time, there's going to be a three-bird train heading across town.
These are my friends now. I'm taking them with me.
Well, you kind of look like them, just on a much bigger scale, and amongst other, and at least you seem to be able to understand what they're on about when they're talking like a IRC chat room that has no spacebar.
Oh.
So
I thought you did not understand them.
We've bonded.
You've bonded. Okay.
Just because you don't understand me understanding them doesn't mean that I don't understand them in the way that I understand them. Consider.
It's still too early in the morning.
In game and out.
In game, I'm fine. In game.
So yes, so a three-bird gaggle will be making their way across town over into the Founders Quarter, over to the area that most commonly, if you're looking, well, officially it's the Ebon Elf Embassy, but it's specifically everybody there coincidentally are members of the Dashramali family. Coincidentally.
Just by chance.
Yeah, just by chance. So there's someone there,
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question is, what is it you're looking to find out?
Well, if I can get an audience with someone who knows, I think Kaz will show up. She's got a bird on each shoulder.
As one does, yes.
As one does. And I think her main question would just probably be, so it's sort of come to my attention over the past couple of days that these guys are in I know you said that they would be weird and potentially in trouble, but it seems like they are weirder and in potentially a lot more trouble than I was previously briefed on, and I'm just wondering whether this is Well, one, am I expected to come back from this here job? And second, will there be all of this? Are we dealing with, hmm, are we on, if you had to say, and I know a lot of things is need to know basis, totally fine. But if you had to say, if there was, say, an apocalypse nigh or something like that, you'd tell me, right?
So the person you're talking to is an Ebon Elf woman. Her name's Awaziana Theo. Awazi Dashamali, but her actual she is one of the cousins. And so while her proper family name is Anatheo, she often like the difference, as it were. But publicly she's Awazi Dashamali. Okay. And so she's just one of those people who every once in a while, at 2:00 in the morning kind of thing, will be dropping off a bundle over over either at the bird's nest or over at the caravan gate for someone like you to handle. Okay, so she is sort of the unofficial air trade manager. Let's call her that. And she's one of those people who I guess the best way of putting it is she's just always seems to find something funny. She's just always grinning or giggling about something. It seems to be particularly when she's dealing with you. But
I think they get along because this.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure.
She doesn't take, Ebon elves have a bit of a reputation amongst the humans, particularly around here, of being all serious business. And she wanders around giggling, and you get the impression that if it wasn't for the fact that it's really frowned on to be wandering around with a lollipop sticking out of your mouth, she'd have two of them sticking out of her mouth instead of one. She's just that kind of person.
I love her. I love her. That's all. Please don't laugh at me. Gosh.
So sort of skin tone ranges into the deep purple. For you, it's because of the avian sort of sight range. You see a little bit into the ultraviolet. So she's got
cool.
No, so her skin tone is very much into the deep purple range, but she actually does. She has a couple of ultraviolet tattoos. Is the best way of explaining on her forearms. Yeah. And and one of those things that one of the reasons the Dashamali or the Ebon elves in general and the Fuxtili get along so well is they both overlap each other's vision range slightly, and so you sort of appreciate each other's colors. So there's this very thin range at the bottom of the ultraviolet for them and the top of the you're sort of at the beginning of the ultraviolet for both of you, that you
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, be quiet. Sorry, stupid thing. That you can sort of appreciate each other's artwork in that very narrow range. So for example, you don't see their clothing as kind of drab and gray. You're very aware of the fact that it's actually like these bright, iridescent purples with designs and stuff like that, because it's actually ultraviolet.
Neat. Rad.
Yeah. So, she's gonna kind of giggle at you and say, "Yeah, they're a little bit much, aren't they?" When I found out that my cousin Equidian was involved, I figured that we had a bunch of live ones. So I mean, when I tell Equidian's has got a reputation for being extra, and yeah, this bunch. So. If there's an apocalypse impending, no one's told me. How about that?
Okay. I feel like
I mean, I just made arrangements for, the next party next month. So at least they're planning at least out until next month. So, which reminds me, I got it. Oh yeah. Hang on a sec. And she's gonna pull out a wax tablet and very quickly scribble a note for herself. Close it. I almost forgot. I got the to make sure that there's extra port. We didn't have enough port last time. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, as far as I know, the apocalypse has been canceled. And what else? You had something else you wanted. Oh yes. Are you supposed to survive? Heck yeah. Gosh, you people are in short supply, and contractors that we can trust to keep their beaks closed are in short supply.
Yeah.
So y'all, yes. If I thought there was even modest odds you weren't that this bunch were going to get you killed, I would have given the job to Gwendachi. That one I can't stand.
You know what? I appreciate that. That makes me feel a lot better. Me too. Same. Same. Also same. I guess. Yes. Well, I know I use a lot of colorful words. Point being, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at with all of this. And I trust you guys. I always have. We have a reciprocal relationship. It's great. Are they full of shit, or do they just have a lot going on? Because it's so wild.
Okay, so just straight up, I'm not totally privy, but let me put it to you this way. You know how I said Aquidian is just a little bit extra? Yeah. Aquidian's mom is personally involved. That's the matriarch.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so I mean, I'm pretty sure some of it's being full of shit. I'm pretty sure some of it's looking cute, but I'm also pretty sure some of it's the matriarch. So it all seems really legit, and that's kind of why I'm asking, because I would prefer it if they were just kind of like trust me,
cuckoo is the colloquial term.
No, I mean, if we were talking large bowl of Cocoa Puffs here, I would be a much happier girl too. But
it'd be better if they were. It would be. I feel like it would be better if there were more hot air. Well,
if that was the case, they'd all float. We wouldn't need you. But
that's true.
So bad news. No, they seem to be legit.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. You have a party to plan, and it seems like it's happening next month, which makes me feel better, because every day
you can plan up until at least the 18th, because no one's gonna let me spend this much money and then not drink it. I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess if money was not going to exist anymore, there'd be another thing. You know what? It's just
don't do that. Please don't do that. Please
sorry.
Don't do that.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I just, every day that I've woken up for the past couple of days, I've kind of wondered, what is this real life, or is this fantasy? Like, it's been a weird couple of days. I thought I would check
that's
in.
Polite.
Any advice? I know you've dealt with Aquidian's friends prior to now. Any words of wisdom for?
One of them's missing, and that's the favorite. So.
Oh no, he's the favorite.
Yeah, so I suspect that. Yeah, so there's some knight in shining armor guy who's supposed to be along, and he's the favorite. So.
He's the favorite. Oh man.
So I'm just gonna put this out there, but I suspect if you can figure out where, when, and how, the matriarch would probably like you a whole lot. I'm just saying.
Okay. She's sort of like backing up towards the door. Well, this has been elucidating. You have never changed.
Yes, indeed. You take care.
I wish I was. You take care. And she's gonna grab a lollipop from a bowl on her way out.
As one does, yes.
Does she crunch it?
No, she's just gonna hold it like this.
I am pleased, thank you. That's all I needed.
For the rest of the day.
I don't appreciate this Chevalier erasure.
Ouch. Ouch.
That's a real one.
Mm.
Kaz doesn't know anything about Chevalier. That's on y'all.
It's also deliberate.
So many secrets.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Just for your notes,
Oh, cool.
Kaz. Yeah. So just threw the NPC name into the chat.
Got it. That's me. Yep. Hey, Kaz's whole jam was just pourquoi? Really, just shows up at the Dashmali. Are we sure? Okay.
Dear Dashamali, the fuck?
Basically,
real?
right?
For real?
For real?
Scale of 1 to 10. Am I being pranked?
On a scale of 1 to Houdini, how bad am I? Yeah.
Blink real loud if this is a joke.
You hear an elevator. You hear an elevator crashing in the background. So, alrighty then. So that will get. I mean, that basically gets us collectively through the morning into the lunch hour.
You're welcome.
Does it collectively get us through the morning? Oh.
It does get it. Yes.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
except for that one little detail.
Huh?
Well, just as you're about to head back, that would be about the point where you make the mistake of asking. So, what did you mean by training?
Mistake.
Mistake?
Actively, intentionally doing
don't
it.
frame it like a mistake. It's the best possible thing Alexandre could do for this entire campaign.
I hope not.
I think you spelled disaster wrong. As it works out, you're not actually going to get an answer.
Okay. Well, that's easy. That's not a mistake.
So yeah, that get. Yeah, just it's nothing exploded.
Not a
It can't be
mistake unless you get an answer. That's what
So
Cass
yes,
said
you
this morning
folks will
too.
make your. So yeah, so there is going to be that moment. I am going to ask the question though, just for context. Does Alexandre say that in her head or out loud? I.e., will Mysel be in a position to hear her asking for? So what did you mean by training?
What did you mean?
She said it in her head.
Okay, very good. Then yeah, then you for sure you will not get an answer at that point.
Okay.
All right. So so collectively, I just want to get a sort of an idea of intentions because I don't want to force you guys to live every hour at 1/4 speed. So what is the plan for the period between lunch, early afternoon, late afternoon?
I mean, it's been a hard day. Alexandre's gonna crash at some point. I don't know when that's gonna be. So like, if anyone else needs anything of Alexandre,
Now would be the time.
now would be the time. She's about to crash.
Fair enough.
Is she gonna fall over?
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess a different way of putting it is: do the players have any scene that needs to happen this afternoon, or can we just sort of coast through with the idea that everyone is being busy in a major city,
I think
either resting or reading up or whatever? Is there anything that needs a scene?
The next thing on my docket is tomorrow. Which is
Yeah, well,
checking in
that's
with
what I'm
the-
aware of, and so what I don't want to do
balls
is
in
just
the
sort of
dark.
bog things down for this entire session. Like I say, living at 1/4 speed.
for sure. At some point, if Alexandre sees that Kazra's awake,
Mm-hmm.
she will inquire about the birds.
Actually, yes. So at some point, yes, in the main area, Kazra will be sitting and reading some new book that she's picked up somewhere. And as soon as Alexandre comes down the stairs, will be hit in the face by two birds. They each want to hang on to her eyelashes and talk extremely loudly into her eyes.
Try the ears. It's easier to hear than the eyes.
So they hang onto your eyelids and reach around and yell in your ears.
Ow. Ow.
And they're really, really excited to have all kinds of adventures to tell you about at 320 words per minute.
Okay. I would like
Each,
if
with no space bar or punctuation.
in lieu of a full stop, I would be happy for a space bar.
You get neither.
Just one. Just one.
Would one help? Would one help?
I mean, at least I'd understand what they were saying without having to follow fully. Thank you for looking after them.
No problem. They're just kind of hanging out. They very enthusiastic.
Also,
about
it's
everything.
really, really cool. And by the way, Mom, I brought you this pen. And by the way, Mom, I brought you this cool earring. And by the way, Mom.
Where did they get all of this?
They've been around, you know.
This whole time.
Where have they been?
You recognize the very small fountain pen as one of the nice ones that the Dashmala use.
Oh, I'm gonna need that back. Hey, hey, guys! You can't just kleptomania is not. It's frowned upon. I gotta say. I don't know how you got that. But that
A lollipop?
that's for you.
It's the
Cass is-
lollipop. What?
Cass is holding one in her hand, like it's like half done, but she's just like she has to take it out to talk. So like,
That's fair. Thank you.
you're welcome. Anytime.
I have a question, and then I'm gonna go to sleep because everything hurts. It's like the world is exploding and it's all very bright. How many full 60 are there here?
That's a good question. Not nearly as many as there are of you guys, for sure. We've got our own. I showed you from above. There's like sort of the neighborhood, just sort of the regular number that we're refugees, so there's not like a lot of us, but like, and it's only like 2.5 generations deep, I would say. But like a decent number. Why?
Because there were 7 babies, and I just wondered how many of you there were.
You know, I don't really keep a census or anything like that. I don't think anyone's really counting us. Personally, I don't know. I've never thought about it before. Just enough, you know? Like enough that it doesn't feel weird, but also gestures towards meat hanging from like
They don't teach your babies.
I don't know what people do. I don't know what people do. I don't have any babies of my own. So
They can't teach your babies.
you've had these guys eat scrambled eggs, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, those aren't fertilized eggs, obviously, but you never know. People like chicken.
But you're not just giant chicken. Are you?
Humans have a really weird way of conflating things that kind of look alike and just kind of assuming that they're all the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to tell you this, but you got, I mean, I guess elves too. I don't know. You guys tend towards more like vegetable stuff most of the time, the ones that I've met in my day. But colonists, you guys will eat anything you can kill, won't you? I'm just being honest. No offense or anything like that. You guys can do whatever you want.
I will be sure to check what meat I'm eating all the time.
I did say that the first day. That was the first thing I
Yes,
said.
I will
That
be
was
extra careful because 7 feels like a very small number for me, and I don't want to make the mistake of eating full 60 babies, you know?
you know,
Or full 60 adults, like just none of them.
I'll tell you like this.
Mhm.
We're all pretty fast. We can fly pretty high. Some birds, not so much. So sometimes safe, sometimes not. Just like you guys. Like, what if I asked you how many elves there were? You know?
I'm gonna go to bed and hope I don't have nightmares.
I didn't mean
An
it to
awkward
sound.
moment when having nightmares sounds like a better deal than being awake.
I didn't mean it to sound alarming. If that helps at all, I was just.
Oh,
She just goes.
a lot is alarming at the moment. Oh, had a talk with Cavs McGee.
He's that NTL always.
Casually, just on purpose. You guys were-
I said her name and then she was around, you know.
Oh, like a shoulder, like a storybook villain. That's great.
What?
I've been reading about. Yeah. I thought you guys were trying to avoid her.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it is quite complicated. The yes,
But you talked to her.
yes.
Did this go well?
Maybe I mean, I'm not dead. That seems well to me.
That's what I was gonna say. That was gonna be the next thing I said. You know,
Hi.
I was gonna ask if it went poorly, would you be dead? Now I know.
And she
The answer
also
is yes.
doesn't want to kill me. She's trying to recruit me. So, I mean, that's nice.
It sounds like something a killer would say.
I
But
still
yeah.
goes to say something and chooses not to.
No, Mysel, please.
She didn't say that she doesn't want to kill you. She said she doesn't have to kill you.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
Just
See,
to be fair.
I like it when Mysel agrees with me. Makes me feel like I'm onto something.
I mean, but if people don't have to kill you, that's nice because that means that they're. I mean, it's better than saying I both want to and have to kill you. It's a step in the right direction, you know. It's just a step.
It's a small step.
I will take
Very small
any step that does not result in me being summarily killed.
Just think, you guys, the history, just that I've been reading a lot of your history books, and they're written by you guys, so they're pretty, they're pretty like lenient on like all of the murder that you guys do. Like, it seems like have to kill, want to kill, feel like the same thing in a lot of ways.
Really?
The want is strong enough to be a have to,
No.
All I'm saying is if she didn't say she wasn't going to kill you, I would be wary. That's all. That's what a killer would
I'd
say.
probably be wary even if she said she wasn't going to kill. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Mysel always there with a kind, reassuring word.
She does show up whenever you say her name. That part right there. Very not great vibes. Not great vibes from that.
Well, I mean, she's probably watching, so you can just say hi.
Yes. Hi.
Don't say her name, though. That's not good. That seems to result in bad things.
If we could just avoid a murder in this general vicinity, that would be great. I'm sure there's a way around it. I'm sure you want other things.
No,
right?
Actually, just killing. She follows Slaughter, the demon.
And she's gonna train you to do what?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
It sounds like killing. You just said that's all she does. Is that
No,
what
I
she
said
wants
that's
you to
what
do?
that's what she's doing. She's following Slaughter. It's not all she does, or else I'd be dead, wouldn't I?
Well, no, because sometimes I guess if you're building an army of people to do your killing, you have to do recruitment sometimes, and it's not always killing. That's all I'm saying. It's been a really weird morning.
Mm-hmm.
Not always. Killing.
Sometimes-
Sometimes you have to do PR.
Sometimes you need to not kill in order to kill more.
Sometimes there's lunch, and then there's more killing.
It's just that delayed gratification of some slaughter later.
Some slaughter now, more slaughter later.
Have slaughter at home.
The slaughter at home. It's just KFC.
Save a little for later.
Context. That's rough.
Yike. Too soon.
Too soon. I'm sorry. I still don't know.
Well,
Oh, okay. You looked like you had words to say, and then you didn't.
She's
Okay.
put the lollipop back in her mouth, and she's just, I don't ask questions anymore.
Okay. Well, I am going to go to bed now.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Probably not that long. I did sleep. I just have a headache.
Oh. See you in a bit. I'm gonna go back to reading. I had a lot to cover.
I think like
Right then.
after Alexandria goes, they might just he Michael might just sort of turn back to Kaz and just be like, "So how are you doing with all this?"
Not great.
Yeah.
How are you doing with all this?
Well, I'm also relatively new. Not well to this specific situation.
Not to the world. We talked about that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not the first time I've been threatened by someone who wants to just kill a lot of people.
Yeah. The killing bit's not new. It's all of the different and creative ways that you guys seem to have threats on your personages. That is curious to me.
They seem to associate with some very powerful entities.
Always powerful, not always good. Yeah.
Yeah, it possibly getting to the point where powerful and big enough where good and evil are not applicable concepts.
Oh, I hate that.
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh, I hate. I do not like. Hey, I went and I asked. Since you guys keep asking me, I mean, well, mostly it was Spider, but you guys really wanted to know like why I ended up here and why they sent me to you guys. So I went and asked, and it seems like I'm expected to survive. So I feel like that's a good sign for you guys too.
I mean, I would like that outcome.
Me too.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Oh, if I get the payment I was offered, and I don't know if that's actually going to happen, it's kind of like a side issue at this point. I would assume I don't survive that. That's a bad way of explaining it. I realized that as I said it. I'm sorry.
If I get paid, I die, and this is good.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't seem like much of a payment. I'm just saying. Usually we do money or goods and services here.
I mean, how much do you want me to explain it?
To the part where you dying would be somehow a good thing?
You know how, and so a little look around the room, you know, the other guy you met?
Mhm.
Now that is kind of me, but not really me.
Mhm.
Well, the idea is for us to become us again. Not like we are. Separate. Be able to be in the same place at the same time.
So you're like this. She kind of puts her feathers together.
Mhm.
She's got. Never mind. She's got hands. I forgot. So you're like this,
Mhm.
and you'll be like this.
Like that,
Yeah.
and we can become like this.
So who dies in
Well,
this scenario?
Well, the thing that made us intertwined
Mhm.
is the thing that made us go backwards chronologically. So I assume that if we are separated, we would go back to the proper place, moving through time, which, for me at least, humans don't live for as long as I have. And I feel like that's going to catch up.
How long have you been?
Have you heard of the Giant Kin Empire?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I saw that get set up.
And you were.
No. Well, around that time in the grand scheme, yes. Like by the time it ended, sure.
And you've just been
Yeah.
since then.
I think we're de-aging on the other guy's scale, not on my scale.
I got it.
So, real slow for me.
So you've been approximately 11 for.
No. Oh, well, I've been approximately 12 for, I don't know, a couple hundred, maybe more, maybe not quite. I don't think about it.
No, it all makes sense now. I get it.
Yeah. But I feel like it's an unwinding spring, and once we separate, it just rewind. It goes back to where it should be, which for me is, yeah, dust. But on the other hand, I'm concerned about what happens if we let it go all the way back to the other end, and I don't think that's going to go well for anyone. Like, not just us, like just in general.
One more follow-up question, and this
Mhm.
might be a little crass, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I apologize in advance. If you're just gonna be dust, then why not just until like a couple of 100 years from now, when it's actually a problem?
Well, I also don't know what happens if I'm killed.
That seems like it would be hard to do.
I mean, we've done so well so far, but like, I don't know what the process to separate us would be. Like, we've been looking for a while, and there isn't anyone who's been able to do this. So the fact that we are now dealing with such, I guess, overwhelming entities, it gives credence to the fact that maybe they would be powerful enough to do this. So I don't know if there'll be another opportunity. And I don't know what that process would be like. So potentially it'll be, here's how you do it, and you can pull that trigger when you need to. But it could be like, it might be now or never, and that's just how it is. Not to get in too much detail, but the point of when this happened to us, they were trying to unmake us, like remove us from time. Like not just kill us, well, one of us, but make us have never been. And so I don't know if that's like retroactive, because like we've done a bunch of stuff, and if suddenly we haven't been, that I don't know how much you should mess with time retroactively.
As little as possible.
Yeah,
is
that was
my
kind of
general
my feeling.
as little as possible is the way that if it's anything like crossing dimensions and realms and things, some such like that, you really want to try to keep that to a minimum. You start tearing things and
Yeah.
well,
wouldn't
weird
recommend
stuff
it.
happens. You know all about that.
If I felt it was just going to be like, if the problem was only for the two of us, myself and my friend, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal. Like, that's just on us. But I feel like the problem would be a lot more widespread. So that's why we kind of want to get it fixed, even though getting it fixed probably means we don't survive. But at the same
Ripple
time,
effects.
I've lived multiple lifetimes, done a lot of things, seen a lot of stuff. So I feel like I'm okay with that.
Well, I hope. Nope, that's not the right word.
And to be fair, I get it. That's a lot.
Yeah,
It's not something we go into too much because that's a weird thing to talk about. Not like,
very weird.
at the end of the day, I just want to see my friend again. And I
Makes
don't
sense.
want our problem to affect other people. And this is how we do it. Like, I'm grateful for it. I got to do a lot of things that no one else has done. I got to meet people I would otherwise have never met. I got to meet, like, well, you, for instance. I didn't even, majority of the time I've been around, didn't even know if 60 were a thing.
Well, we weren't here, to be fair to you.
Right. I would never have seen it. Never have seen it. Never even have imagined it. And that's really, the whole time, all I've wanted to do was just see new things, figuratively speaking, and meet new people. We just traveled. That's all we were doing. But neither of us were good at, I guess, staying out of problems when we saw problems. So we kept getting involved, and people didn't like that. Generally the people that were causing the problems didn't like that.
Usually no.
And then one of them took steps, and here we are.
Huh.
But, done a lot of things since, seen a lot of stuff, a lot of it that I really appreciate seeing. Some of it I didn't, but, take the good with the bad. I had a family that I wouldn't have had. Just wouldn't have known, wouldn't have met them, wouldn't have been alive.
I think about it like that. Lives a lot of life.
Yeah.
It's weird coming out of, the way you look right now. It's kind of strange, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get what you want. I guess that's what I was gonna say.
I mean, like I said, we've been promised this outcome a lot, and obviously it hasn't happened. This one, feels like at least it's got an opportunity, but I don't know if we kind of had checked out a little, mostly just gone into hiding, and I wouldn't say we'd given up, but we'd removed ourselves from things, and I'm thinking now that was a mistake.
Well,
I appreciate being reminded of that.
I think the only mistake is trying to change what's already happened. In a lot of ways. So, like, once it's done, you can't really go back. And you know that. You've lived a lot of life. And you've clearly gotten involved in a lot of ways. So, probably best to look forward or whichever direction is through for you guys, I guess, It is a better way of saying it. What's done is done. Seems like you're doing your best. It's all anybody can ask of anybody, no matter what direction they're going in.
Yeah, kind of. Like I said, I appreciate that you've kind of been thrust into this, and this is a lot.
I didn't really have a choice, but what else am I doing, you know?
All right. Spider, things are going pretty well. You by middle of the afternoon, you've got most of the things you folks will need organized. For lack of a better way of putting it, as soon as everyone finds out that you're business associates with Gale and Rain, everyone's terribly happy to help you out. Things every once in a while involve a little bit of staring and hand waving and perhaps gesturing with a cane, but it seems to be as much cultural as it does factual. In other words, there just seems to be an expectation that everything has to be haggled with for at least a couple of minutes, or it's disrespectful. So you can certainly see that there's almost everybody you talk to seems to have a different way of doing things. There's obviously the Ebon Elf tendency to haggle prices upwards to demonstrate, and you're expected to haggle them downwards because you wouldn't dare take advantage. And then there's other folks are obviously pricing themselves way too high to give you the opportunity to haggle them down, so so you can prove yourself a shrewd and capable representative for your business enterprise. And there's just all of these various little odd takes on just the same thing in different ways. So yeah, things are going fairly well. Is there anybody that you need to talk to in particular, or is it just doing stuff?
Yeah, it's just general prep stuff.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Okay, is there anybody else who needs to have a yak across the course of the afternoon?
When Alexandri does wake up, and probably right before dinner.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, unless there's a reason for it not to be, it's just about supper time.
Yeah. Right before dinner, or even the next morning. I'm not too fussy. Alexandri will at some point just say to the room, "Okay, but is this training just training to slaughter though? Is that what it is? Because that's what everyone seems to think it is."
I feel like
please hold. You didn't actually use her name, so
I didn't.
I was gonna say, were you asking us?
Nope.
Fine.
Oh, and that's an open end.
Uh-oh.
So 22:30.
I mean, yeah.
There is actually going to be a long enough pause that you're not sure that anyone was paying attention, and then you're going to hear, that ever familiar and yet ever so creepy sensation of Genevieve establishing a telepathic connection with you. Again, it's got this sort of resonant echo in the background. There's the sound of I guess the best way of putting it is hungry unhappiness, murmured out and around in that sort of 3D horror house panning around you sort of style. If you look over here, it sounds like it's there. If you look over there, it now sounds like it's there. If you look down, it sounds like it's up. It's just like it's always behind you kind of reaction.
Just what I wanted to feel very uncomfortable.
Oh, hello there. I wasn't sure you were going to get back to me. How are you doing?
Oh, my headache is gone. That's nice.
Improves so many things. And overindulging can be a delight in many, many things, but there's always a price. So,
yeah.
Oh, hang on a sec. You hear something. Actually, hear what sounds like a piece of paper being moved. Oh, so what did you want?
I just wanted to know what you meant by training. That's all.
Well, I can't give away all the house secrets. Gotta keep something for girl talk later, right? But so in short, you are functionally a novice in the power you wield. I have access to a wealth, generations of magical training. I can take what you are and make you much, much better. And all the better to do what it is you need to get done.
Okay, but what is better, though?
Well, let's ask that question of the girl in the room. What would be better for you?
I I would like to make sure that I don't kill anyone again.
I have some really bad news for you. There's going to be an awful lot of people who won't let you make that decision. But we can work on that if you like. Honestly, if you don't, somebody else will, so I come out in the same place either way. If you just want to freeze them in a block of ice and let them think about their their life choices, that's fine. You sound surprised. By sound surprised, I mean there's that funny look on your face that broadly implies that wasn't the answer you were expecting.
No, it wasn't.
Let me guess. Your little boy toy and the little short fuzzy-haired one have been telling you all kinds of stories about the fact that because I am a servant of the Mistress of Slaughter, that all I'm going to want to do is use you like some machine, like some grits mill to chew up entire armies. No. I want you to get what you want. Because I know how this world works well enough to know that that means I get what I want. You don't have to hurt anybody. And if that's what you want to learn, snap your fingers, have that cutie fall at your feet, snap your fingers, own a government. We can do that for you. It's just a matter of training and power.
How do you have that ability?
Oh, sweetie. Really? Are you toying? Are you that naive?
Well, I mean...
Come on now, be honest. I'm being honest with you. Fair's fair.
I just want to know why... Well, why you want to train me.
Oh, you poor thing. You're making this way too complicated, girlie. Really, just listen to me. I want to help you get what you want.
But I don't know what I want.
I mean, the easy answer is just slitting your throat, dumping the contents of your body into a bucket and incinerating the whole lot and using that to fuel the incineration of the entire continent. But oh my gosh, that's so trite.
But why do you not want? Why is that not? I mean, I don't want it, but I don't. Why is that not what you're doing?
Oh, you Confederates. There are times, when dealing with the folks over the Empire, much easier. You can actually just tell them simple things like, it's much more fun for me this way. And they go, oh, you're indulging yourself, right? And I get it. I did the same thing the other day when I slit the throat of my servant. And they're just fine. Look, the little fuzzy-haired one and your boy toy, they overcomplicate everything. Stop listening to them. They have no interest in telling you the truth.
What's
They
the
don't
truth?
even tell themselves the truth.
Well, what's the truth then?
The truth is, it's not nearly as complicated as you're all trying to make this out to be.
How do you know?
I feel like I've just walked onto a stage where I have to look at the audience, look at the lead actress, and say, "Do you not know who I am?"
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought you were. Oh, you don't read history books at all, do you? My
Why?
grandmama just about single-handedly knocked over an empire on a Tuesday because she was bored. I mean, really. Please do some reading.
But she was killed and like she was just wiped out. She was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you exist.
How do you exist?
Well, I mean, I know how you exist. I just mean
Hmm?
I don't know.
What? How a babe in arms is how the daughter of a babe in arms is, avoided a murderous, too busy plowing salt into the ground to think straight bunch of do-gooders? That was easy. It's what you place spend money on. They didn't even kill my grandmother. They wrote it in the history books they did because she just disappeared. No. No, somebody else killed my grandmother.
Who?
My mother, actually. She got tired of her bullshit.
Well, so, did you kill your mother?
No. I'm busy.
Where? Okay, so where's your mother?
I can't. Where do these questions come from with you?
I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
I'm sensing that. You are completely adrift, aren't you? You have nothing to hang on to. You have no anchor. You have no sense of up or down. You don't know which way the river flows. And all you know is you're bobbing about, lost. And you're hoping your little boy toy and the fuzzy-haired one can actually give you some sense of belonging and some sense of direction, don't you? Join me. I can find you purpose. You can remake this entire continent in whatever egalitarian sense you make sense of. Convince people. Or just, when they don't listen, trash them, which is, I suspect, where a significant amount of it's going to wind up. Because amongst other things, the Deliverance of the Dawn and the Progress Confederacy are notoriously bad at understanding you've already lost, stop fighting. One of those things I do appreciate about the Empire, of course, is they understand when they're pushing a bad position, and then they always, run for the escape system. But as any proper, But no, the Deliverance and the Confederacy, cut from whole cloth. Oh, we're losing. Let's kill another 1,000 of our soldiers arguing the point. So, you're lost. I can find you. It's not even hard. I can give you the training to hone your power, to fix all of the ills you've seen of this world. In the process, almost by definition of who everyone else is, no matter how nice you are, I'll get what I want. But I do have a deadline. I've made promises, you see. So don't take too long making up your mind, because eventually I'll have to make up mine.
What's your
Ta-ta,
deadline?
dear.
Oh, okay.
If I told you that, then you'd panic. Bye-bye. Click.
I just woke up and I want to go back to bed now.
I think that's an excellent point to go to a break.
Yeah, I think so.
Did we lose Sam?
We did lose Sam.
Yeah.
We've got Sam back. We will have Sam back post-break.
Oh, right. So yeah, that's a good time. So yeah, drop to a break. And then yes, get the Samification back in here.
The Samification. We shall Samify and return anon. Bye.
Samify.
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
You...
Think don't be afraid.
You look like you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like, you've never seen one of these things before.
he's a vegan!
oh, what?
Definitely don't know what that is.
I don't care what he is. He's got big teeth.
You do have big teeth. Nothing.
Hugo's grasp of the trade tongue is
Oh,
body.
do you? Oh, do you? What do you eat them?
Sort of looks back up. I
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
You...
Think they might be afraid.
You look like you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like, you've never seen one of these things before.
he's a vegan!
oh, what?
Definitely don't know what that is.
I don't care what he is. He's got big teeth.
You do have big teeth. Nothing.
Hugo's grasp of the trade tongue is
Oh,
body.
do you? Oh, do you? What do you eat them?
Sort of looks back up.
And we have returned.
Work. Yay.
Alrighty, we are back.
Yes.
Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. We're back.
Okay, so right then.
Princess Ariel was about to make a very, very bad deal.
Princess Ariel has not made any kind of a deal.
Yet.
I'm not going to say that word.
Why don't you shake a poor sinner's hand? Yeah.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Alexandra has not seen a Disney movie though, so.
Are you ready?
Ready to become
All
frog.
right.
Let's go.
So, it's later. Sometime right around, why would you be doing this o'clock?
Ah.
That should.
Spider, I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage 2 because you're asleep.
Oh, who's making the perception check?
Spider.
Huh.
Let me double check my perception.
Uh-huh.
I think it's this webpage. That's my character sheet. Oh, that's very bright. Okay, D8. And you said disadvantage 2.
2.
Okay, well, D20, don't fail me now.
Mm-mm.
Mother.
And then it did.
It failed him now.
And then it did.
7 would be the total. 7.
You hate to
Who's
see
in
it.
your room? That's what I want to know. Who's in
Who is in your
who's in
bed?
your bed?
Hang on
You
now.
roll over.
I don't think it's that
Spider
kind
is-
of perception check.
Its Spider is oblivious to the shadowy figure which passes across his window on the way to Mysel's room.
No!
Ah, fun.
Interesting. Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
No, my baby.
All right. So let me check something here. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I don't need to roll higher than that. All right. So Mysel will wake up when someone applies an ice cube to his toes.
Yeah.
Rude. And Mysel's first moment of looking is going to be a pair of glowing cat-like eyes sitting at his bed, looking at him.
Fucking incredible.
Well, this is awkward.
I
You
feel
wanted to see
I
me.
feel like this is just me and my cat.
Yeah, that's just my dog putting his nose
Yeah.
to my feet. That's it.
Mm.
Very
Well,
cat-like.
Ethan. Turns out the race of cat people are like cats.
Shocking.
Reese?
Who knew? I mean,
She just swiped something off your nightstand.
So,
No,
Hello,
Mysel,
Father. I just wanted to
hear
look at
have
you.
Been...
I was just going to say only if he doesn't pay attention.
My goodness.
Mysel sort of like blearily sort of holds up like a finger. It's just like one. Just, okay. And then in Luncon says, well, I was expecting a note, but okay.
She points at the piece of paper folded on your bedstand.
That not where we said to. All right, this works. Hi.
You'll have to forgive me if for some reason the idea that meeting you and your 4 other very capable and rapidly becoming notorious friends in a brightly lit area didn't seem very smart until we'd had a chance to talk, just you and I. She's replying in Luncon as well.
No, that makes sense to me. Like, just surprised, but it's okay. How have you been?
Busy.
Yeah.
It's like that little pebble that starts at the top of a hill. At the beginning, it doesn't seem to be a whole big deal, but about a third of the way down the slope, it's suddenly becoming a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, we've lost him again. Yep.
No, Sam, come back. No.
Iced Sam.
Sam, come back. Sammy, come back. You can blame it all on me. Sammy, come back.
I have absolutely missed having you at the table, Danny. Thank you.
Hi.
We have it. They listen.
It was the singing that worked. It did it.
So I heard everyone say, "Oh, we've lost Sam," and I was like, but I can hear and see you. Oh no, here we go. You
So
knew
sad.
before I did.
So sad.
I think the issue is there potentially someone doing work somewhere.
Yeah.
Things for a different house, but it's affecting everyone. Yeah. I'll go out and find them. I think it's impressive, I guess, the scope of the entities involved. But I guess concerning in its own way. But I find in those situations, it's good to know who I actually need to worry about. I don't think, from what I understand about you, from what I've heard or just found out or seen, I guess, I don't think you're a direct concern. But at the same time, I guess I feel like our objectives broadly align, and the concern would be if at some point you disagree.
That would be very unfortunate.
Sam, no. In this
Please
exact moment, Sam, no.
And it was too late. He Sam yes.
Sam, no. Please. Upward.
Oh dear.
No, dear. Bum, 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 bum.
All right. There is. Return of the Sam trick. Yes. Secret poops.
And then you woke up, and then Master woke up, and they were just, the Lungun was just playing with a ball of yarn on the foot of the bed. We can't hear you, Sam.
Yeah. I had a weird dream, and you were there, and wait, you're here.
No.
Yeah, Muffin, I've been actually trying to work out a credible sound actually based on some of the sounds that you can jaguars have a particularly odd vocalization range compared to a lot of other of the predator kitties. And so that's sort of the space. You're right. The jaw shape, the tongue shape, everything is so just not human. It's hard to conceptualize for me.
Anyway, I won't go off on too much of a vocalization tangent, but their tongues are just so different in their musculature that it's very, very interesting to imagine.
Yep.
So that's why magic is better in terms of being able to speak their language. It's we'll just let magic do that. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm missing 27 muscles required to pronounce the last third of your alphabet. Sorry.
I don't know how much of my stuff got through. None of it. Fun.
So the short version is she replied and then you didn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
What she said was, you said, what would happen if if we no longer aligned, and all she said was that would be unfortunate, and that was the lot. That was it. You froze.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh,
But
Very sad.
that's
Yeah.
I know. That's why I wanted to talk. There's other problems out there. I'd rather focus on those. My understanding, like, this is not the first time the I guess priestess, as you would say, has come through. But this might be the first time we've actually engaged. So I feel like normally you don't directly involve yourself. So I guess that's on me. But like I said, I was asked to do something specific to help. And when I tried to find out the best way to go about that, or if there was something I needed to do here, I was shown you. So hi, I guess.
Hello. Let me make a couple of things entirely clear. My people don't like having our affairs meddled in. My people like less having people knowing that our affairs exist to be meddled in. So it would be very, very forward thinking of you to not discuss this with anybody else. I understand that it is difficult, particularly amongst you humans, to keep your mouth shut amongst your own friends. So as long as your friends can be trusted to not get you killed, you'll probably keep breathing. But most of the rest of my kin would consider your knowledge to be sacrilege.
Yeah, it sounds like what I expected. Like I said, I wasn't seeking it.
I'm a little bit more open-minded than most, which is the reason I usually get stuck with having to deal with, she gestures out the window.
Maybe that's why I was shown you.
Perhaps. It depends what the agency of your vision was. But
Well, like I said, I was asked to help, well, the priestess and her friend, and I was trying to use the vision to find out what to do next in that to pursue that.
and he's gone again.
No, he's
Okay,
here.
no, you're back.
He never left.
Fantastic. No, for me there was a very long pause where he was just,
Oh.
ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
internet everywhere. This isn't good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So she's going to look at you and nod, and she'll say, "Well, then I can." I'm disinterested in fighting more wars than I have warriors for. So, I will offer you what I can in such a way that does not cause either of us any more difficulty than is necessary. Your friend, travel companion, whoever she is, the half-elf. My entire clan will burn this city to the ground if that is what it takes to ensure her safety.
Yeah, that's the impression I had as well.
Secondly, there are a few people who would dearly love to see that happen, and that's what I'm trying to sort out.
To clarify, do you mean the town being burnt or her being not safe?
Yes.
Oh, good.
One of your human governments is meddling in the affairs of another.
Yeah, they do
They
that.
seek to foment problem, rebellion, and they will blame it on the priestess as a harbinger. And at that point, I will be unable to stop the ensuing avalanche.
Do you know? I was told not to use her name because she might be able to hone in on that. Do you know of a person who is serving Ch4, possibly
Maybe.
being involved in what you mentioned?
Hang on a sec. It's extremely unlikely she knows that name, but just on the odd chance the dice are in a good mood. One sec. It is actually a bit of a plot bender, so I'm actually going to roll it just so that it's not my preferences talking, for lack of a better way of putting it. 2d6. We'll grab that one and then that one. Well, apparently the dice have an opinion. So that's 15. She's going to blink the demon.
Yeah.
She shrugs. My people do not consider them. They are not anything we concern ourselves with.
That's interesting, because they're
Are
really
you-
interested in your priestess.
You may mark them amongst the fatalities to come. Then. Oh God.
I've not personally.
And she does not say that with a hint of irony. It's like, just add that one to the pile.
Yeah.
I mean, I just.
So we'll kill him.
my impression was that until recently, they were trying to kill her. I think they've now shifted to trying to recruit her. And I don't know if they're involved with this rebellion you mentioned, but they certainly want to kick things off in that direction.
You can just see the, oh, fine, I'll kill it myself kind of reaction. She just kind of rummages through a hip pack, rummages through a thigh pack. Literally, you can see the lips moving as she vocalizes out, how do you spell that human sounding blah in my language kind of thing? You know, whatever hieroglyphs kind of thing that symbolize, you know, the infernality and then, you know, mass destruction kind of. It's not a literal translation. It's you know, pictographics roughly amounting to, you know, that irritating brat that wants to nuke mountains or something, right? It's
I should point out, I do get the impression that they are quite powerful, which not to be say that I don't also get that impression from you, but how do I put this? The ability I used that allowed me to find you, I can use that as long as I'm vaguely familiar with someone to anyone on this plane of existence. And when I tried to use it on her, I couldn't find her.
You can just see that. Oh, you're kidding. Goes back, gets her notepad, scratches down something about spirit in hieroglyph along or pictogram about like, and is a spirit walker. Closes the book. Spirit walker.
I don't know if you are aware of this, but my friend hasn't been told a lot about what she's actually expected to do. So I appreciate that you want to help. But it feels odd how in the dark she's been left. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's expressly part of the process. I'm relatively new to this situation specifically. Like I said, I was asked by her patron to come help.
Let me have a thoughtful look for a moment. And I fear I may not be much more valuable than you already know, but I'll do what I can, she says. Yeah, you're speaking her language, so there's no issue about translation or anything like that. So, one sec here. I'm just double checking something so I don't say something stupid, or more stupid than required. First off, you keep calling her the priestess. Where did you get that name?
It's on the note you left.
Okay.
Which I didn't find, but you know, it came up. People noticed, you know, the bodies.
They were supposed to. Okay. So hang on a second.
And that's when I
again
used...
rummages through a half dozen. She isn't carrying a backpack so much as she's carrying 27 pockets on strings that are just all tied in convenient places to get things, right? So then becomes the game of, okay, so which pocket did I put that in? And she's going to take out a wax tablet and she's going to scratch something down and show it to you. It's one of the pictograms of their language. She says, that means priestess. She's going to draw a line across it at a 45-degree angle. That means blood bearer. They got the translation wrong, she says.
Oh. Because I was using it because you didn't seem to recognize her name. But that's interesting.
I thought it took me a little while to figure out that wasn't the honorific you were using for the person you're traveling with.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought you thought she was a priestess, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah. Okay. Bloodbearer makes more sense, I guess.
Your friend is the bloodbearer, and it is her destiny to travel to the mountain of fire and restore the order of the world. And it is the destiny and duty and sacred responsibility of my clan to ensure that her travel from the cliff to the mountain is peaceful. For her perspective, anyway.
Out of curiosity, when this happened 50 years ago, and I'm assuming that was the last time this happened, was the bloodbearer successful?
She's actually going to pause for a second, like she's not sure what you're talking about. One sec, I'm going to, again, just so my own bias doesn't creep in, I'm going to throw a couple dice here. And that's another, whoops, that's not what I meant by throw dice, please hold. So I need a d6. Oh, I love these dice, they are so pretty, they are the pretty. Wow, that's a crap roll. So again, the dice have got an opinion. That's a 9. Well, actually, that's a 15. She's going to... There's going to be, like, obviously this moment where she's kind of trying to fit, like... This is the first time the bloodbearer has come. 50 years ago was the herald.
Oh. 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 That's... Okay. That's a lot.
Have you been misled, she says. Clearly looking like if you say yes, someone's probably going to get filleted because, why would you do that to such a sweet, lovable kid? Or at least her current ally.
It's not... I don't think it's that we've been misled. It's like I said, a lot of this information has not been given to us. So there have been a few assumptions.
Then she's going to chuckle and say, then no, the herald was not successful.
Yeah, I had a talk with what I assume was the Herald. And the impression I got is that the information she could give was limited on purpose. And that wasn't her choice.
Then that must be the will of the prophecy.
Yeah. Just not sure why it needed to be like that, but here we are, I guess. She's not gonna like this. Oh, you're not gonna like this at all. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Out of curiosity, when I asked you before about if you knew anything about Praetorians or Lucas Edgewater Jr., you said no, but seemed to also be holding something back, and I'm curious if that was the case.
She's visibly debating something for a moment. We are being open and so far friendly, she says. I do not know what a Praetorian is.
No,
but the name of the Sky Captain is unwelcome amongst my people. He was a poor guest.
To be clear, do you mean the Lucon in general or the claws specifically?
Just to save your throat, as I feel perhaps you are quite attached to it. My people are officially the Bloodpaw Guardian. If you are speaking to anyone that you do not know to be a member of the Claw, refer to us by that name.
What was the Blood what Guardian?
Bloodpaw Guardians.
I'll make a note of that.
The Claw, if you will, are the chosen of the Bloodpaw. We all are raised within a sacred duty. Some of us are called to higher purpose. They are the Claws.
Right. That makes sense.
The captain made himself a poor guest of the Bloodpaw.
Do you know how?
I was a babe in arms. I do not have details. But I do know that the fact that a statue to him stands in this city will reduce the unpleasantness of the job of raising this city should it come to that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking for him, though, to be fair. To be clear, I guess. Looking for his grandson. Well, I've not met, but I've heard is a decent person.
My people live by a very simple rule. We are cautious by culture and pleased by individuals.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming and telling me this. I realize this is, you certainly didn't have to. There were less ways
to do so.
Yeah.
Hence the other reason I thought this was a better time and place to meet than in a public place.
Certainly.
But
did you have questions for me?
Yes.
I guess.
What is the agenda? It is far easier for us to ensure her safety if we know when you're going to be setting out across the plains for the mountain. Otherwise, we sort of have to maintain uncomfortable surveillance, which may be misunderstood.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a clear-cut schedule. There's a bunch of things that both of them are trying to arrange while we're here. I believe the plan is to have a look at the airship, but it's potentially also going to have some conversations with some of the orcs. There's some different groups that seem to have potentially information that might be useful. And like I said, the Bloodbearer has been kept in the dark quite a lot. And it's hard to trust something that won't be honest with you. So I think she's trying to find out if not just what the right thing to do. It's one thing to be told that you're destined to do something, but it's, hard to take that on faith when it's just kind of dropped on you with no explanation. So I think she's trying to look for answers. And I don't know if she knows what she'll do when she finds them.
She's going to pause for a moment. My people have two words. I think they're valuable for your understanding of how I understand this to work. She kind of pauses for a moment. Usually this is not a discussion we would have with outsiders, but for some reason I find myself trusting you. So we will continue to talk. I'm glad you speak my tongue. It makes many things much easier because I do not know the words in your language to explain these ideas. My people believe that when you are born, you are a clean slate, or you are destined. The word she actually uses is dystony, but it doesn't translate. But it's, the rough translation is destined plus carrying a whole bunch of baggage that's preordained. And the sky will be cloudy, but not in your area. And there will be lightning, but it shall not strike. Like, it's this entire paragraph long concept. But the rough translation is destined. And a destiny, once it is written, must be fulfilled. But everyone is given a choice. If they do not fulfill their destiny, then it falls to someone of their blood. And they will meet their fatare, fate. But in this case, Michelle it's fate as in You ignored the rock that fell, which triggered the avalanche, which caused an artificial ice dam, which then shattered with the spring and washed away the entire village you lived in, resulting in your family being left destitute for 3 generations. Like, it's not just oops, something bad. Like, it's just incredibly like it's a paragraph of grim, right? Your friend can choose to ignore the Distoni, but it is not free to do so. Or at least not for her and those around her.
I think the problem is that part is clear, but given what information she's been given and the way she's been given it, what isn't clear is while it is clear that the fate might be bad, it's not clear that the destiny isn't worse.
She looks at you as though you've just switched to Yiddish. Like, you're clearly speaking her language, but she's got no idea what that combination of words mean. It's her destiny, it's her responsibility, it is her honor to be the one as the blood bearer, to return the rightful rulers, the rightful order to the world in a way that hasn't been seen in millennia.
Yeah.
Why would she want to avoid that?
You see, everything you just said, just in that one sentence, that's more than she's been told in like the entire time she's known.
Why do you human? Yeah, like this just like this. I'm getting a migraine look on her face.
Like I said, the Herald was like magically compelled to be unable to prepare her. In fact, the way that she had to give the information might have been worse than giving her nothing. And now she's here, and she's got one person trying initially to kill her and now saying, no, actually we could work together, but that person works for the literal embodiment of slaughter. And we've got other people who are dealing with the literal concept of fate and time. And we've got a mountain that gives music but not answers. And so I appreciate that the destiny might be amazing. And I appreciate that you've been brought up. Like I said, you've been raised for this. You've been told. She hasn't. She's just a little girl. She got everything.
Shazala is going to look incredibly sad at that moment. Speak no more, she says. I will be back tomorrow. Don't bother locking the window, it doesn't help. She's going to get up and leave. There's going to be this awkward pause, and then she's going to stick her head back around the window. I hope to have good news for your friend.
Before you go, like you said, you don't want to spread this information too far. How much of this would you be okay with me telling her?
should you trust her with your life as much as you feel will not kill you. I will be making a similar decision when I return to my people shortly.
Well, I guess that's the answer I expected. You have a good night.
And you. And then she will vanish. There'll be a brief cutscene of a shadow drifting across the window with the sound of spiders snoring in the foreground.
There's a moment of my muscles. It's like, tomorrow today's gonna suck.
Oh, baby.
And so we will suddenly find the gang sitting around downstairs having breakfast together. What's the topic of conversation?
Breakfast is tasty.
Sorry?
What?
What did you say?
I said, I said, I like breakfast.
That's not the same number of syllables.
I
thought you couldn't lie.
I like.
No, she's just bad at lying. This is an example.
I see. I see.
I simply enjoy breakfast when I can keep it in my stomach.
I keep forgetting my own rules. Carry on.
You just don't ask anymore.
That's right. You got it.
But what happens if you have questions?
I keep them to myself.
But what happens if you need the answer?
Define need.
In my world, if I don't have the answer, the world could end?
Hey! I am not hungry anymore. You want my breakfast?
Yeah, no, thank you.
You should ask questions. They're good.
No. Yeah. The thing about that, Alexandra, is that I've found that the more questions you ask, the more answers you are given.
Yes.
This can be a problem.
Why?
Obvious reasons, I thought.
No, I just think if I have questions and they are answered, then I know more and can do the things I need to do. No?
I just want to know less at this point.
Please, somebody, a home lobotomy kit.
I don't think I can do that, but Mysel might be able to if that's what you want.
No. It's just, it's just when you can't do anything about what the all of it, when you can't do anything about the all of it, you really need the details, or do you just need to do it? That's the question.
Well, I mean, I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do, and I've got a higher power telling me I have to do it, so...
You're very special. You are very special.
But how do you know that you're not very special?
No. I acknowledge you need to know a lot of things. I just need to be here and make sure you're still breathing.
I think Mysel sort of comes down, walks into that conversation, thinks better of it, and goes to the chefs.
You see? That's the spirit.
Just like,
that's the spirit. It just seems like there's a lot you need to know. But not me, though. Not me. I just gotta be here and be ready.
Do you not ask anyone questions, or is this a new thing? Do you only just not ask questions now?
Oh, this is for you guys.
Oh, so you ask questions, just not us.
If you remember, when we first met, I had plenty of questions for you guys. And then I didn't. That was it. That was the change.
Oh,
I know everything I want to know about what's going on here at this point.
And then some.
what are you gonna do with it though?
Not die.
That
What
would
if
be
you
very
don't know
impressive.
something?
That's what I've been saying. But I'm expected to survive. I've been ensured that I am expected to survive. So
Is everyone expected to survive?
I didn't ask, but I figure if anyone's gonna die, it would be me first. So I feel like you guys are safe on the basis of me. That's kind of the presumption that I made.
Oh, what if it's the opposite?
Why would it be the opposite?
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
Depends
if
on
you
who
were
you're
going to kill
asking.
us, I suppose that would be why.
I was gonna.
Well, if you
I
were
would-
going,
I haven't ruled out the possibility that you're an assassin.
we've only known you for 2.5 days.
You still think I could kill you? You guys?
I didn't say you could kill us. I think that you might try to.
Why would anyone send anyone to kill you guys that wasn't good at it?
Well, I mean, it would be the most unexpected and therefore the most surprising.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I'm only teasing, Kazra.
Could be a bad assassin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start.
Look, you have some
I'm gonna start losing
positive
feathers.
attributes.
I'm gonna start losing feathers over this.
Okay,
Isil comes
Why?
back with a plate of mostly roasted vegetables.
wise.
Are they mostly roasted, or is it just that there are other things but mostly roasted vegetables?
It's just like not meat. So it's maybe like some
move.
fruits as well, but it's mainly just like roasted vegetables.
Smart move. Very wise. I just, you know what? Ignore me. I'm just, you know,
You want
if
us
you
to
have questions, ask away. Go.
Well, everything's pretty much ready for our trip out to the mountains. There's like that moment again of like, who's listening?
Mountains. Our vacation. Haha.
Our first sortie out of the city. I've loaded everything up on Boris and Alexei, and I think all we're waiting for now is whether or not you're going to make contact with your furry friends, Maisel.
Yeah, about that.
Mhm.
Nothing ever good started that way. Go ahead.
Agree. Hard agree.
Yeah, I already did that. Or to be more specific, they already did that. And Alexandre, I think you and I need to have a conversation. And
Why do you
unfortunately,
always say that, and why does it always sound like a bad thing?
well, I'm not looking forward to it.
Really?
Maybe we
So,
don't need to. You know what,
know.
Kasra? Maybe we don't need to have questions.
And the other, yeah.
Now you can
That-
sit next to me. See? Now you understand.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
Okay. No
And
more questions then.
I don't, at least initially, I think it has to be just you.
Why?
For they don't like people knowing about them, and their way of making that stop is pretty final.
Understood.
Which was why they chose last night for the meeting rather
Maisel, you
than
know how
what we
bad I
had
am at
agreed.
lying.
It's less you'll need to lie so much as just don't talk about it.
Well, I mean, all that needs to happen is, you tell me, and then Spider asks.
Lie
I'm
about
not gonna
it.
I feel
ask.
I feel like this is why I'm phrasing it this way so that doesn't happen.
So nobody
Kazra,
asks.
do you like having your skin attached to your body?
Love it. It's been my favorite thing
Yeah, me too.
so far.
So
Yeah.
I think you and I can agree we won't ask questions.
Oh, it would be much quicker than that. Anyway,
Okay.
but like some of the stuff that I was told, you're gonna need to know. But it's
Come on,
Just
Maisel, out with
say
it.
it.
Come on.
As a reminder, you're all sitting having breakfast in a busy popular restaurant.
Probably not here.
Do it in code
Got
if you gotta.
more information from that conversation than I think we've had in a while.
Okay.
That I like to hear.
So
Information is good. I'm glad I put you in charge of this, Maisel.
you
Good
didn't.
delegating, Spider. Well done.
But you didn't.
Did you do that?
No.
Was that you?
No. He absolutely did not.
I told Maisel to find us protection. And,
Nice try.
Oh, this is not.
So, just to be clear, they don't want to kill me though, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then that's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay.
Just,
Is it?
I mean, everyone else wants to kill me.
yeah, they very specifically don't want to kill you.
The way that you emphasize that. made me
and Kazra dead?
They
Oh,
want
God.
that. And it's not them, it's and then just vaguely gestures everywhere.
So everyone, they want to kill everyone?
Again, not
At this
want.
point, several people starting to look over at you, people gesticulating and exclaiming.
We're talking about a book. Go away.
Everyone goes back to their
A
breakfast.
book club meeting. You don't have morning book club? What is this? My husband's like, again, not here, and just with her.
Oh, the Breakfast Club. All right.
Okay, fine.
And it's like, and if we can help it, not with her.
Calves McGee. Can't believe I
she
said that out loud.
probably already knows.
Sure, but we can take steps to check if she's listening.
Okay.
So when you're done, we'll go and
I'm done.
have a
I
conversation.
can't eat under these levels of stress. I am done now.
Well, I can, so hold up.
I am afraid I am going to throw up again.
Not on the table, please.
Well, I
You
mean, it
remember-
depends on when Maisel says something to me. Now I'm just nervous. Why would you tell me while you're still eating and you can't tell me? I have to sit around and wait.
It's not, he didn't bring a lot of food, but he does finish it. He doesn't dawdle either. He's like, we gotta get.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
And then, unless anyone else has anything, they can just go back to, I don't know, either of their rooms, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm back.
And it turns into a Skyrim NPC situation where Alexandra's like, okay, you're taking too long. Come on. Please. Please.
I guess we're going for a walk, Kazra.
Sounds like it. Enjoy your secrets.
Can I come?
No, you need. No, very specifically, you need to go with Maisel.
That would defeat the purpose, yes, I think.
Okay.
Just as there's going to be a brief moment, some indeterminate time before we switch over to Maisel and Alexandri, where we see Kazra and Spider strolling along, and Spider stopping up short and looking down an alleyway. Because what he sees written on the alleyway is in it's the pop culture equivalent of Thieves' Cant.
Oh. Oh dear.
And what it says, written on, literally, basically graffitied on the wall in, like I say, the pop culture equivalent of Thieves' Cant is, "Who judges my merit?" And now back to Alexandria and myself.
The lilting tones of a subplot.
So, do we go to Master's room or Alexandra's room?
Well, whichever is narratively more interesting.
Is there a difference?
I don't know.
They're in a hotel. Same
They're
room.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's technically not Alexandria's real room, so it doesn't. Whichever is necessary.
I don't know if either was necessary. It was just sort of out of curiosity more than anything else. First thing, for my I'm going to use TrueSight to scan the room for magical effects, check if we're being listened to. And I rolled a 1 on the D20, but one of the D10s exploded, and I got exactly what I needed.
Nice.
Like, on the nose. Like, well, to get the full capacity of the full spectrum of what it can do. Like, really, Parallel 5 is what I'm assuming I need, but I got 7, just in case that is also useful.
Yeah,
But it's the presence of extraordinary effects such as magic, cloaking technology, and other effects that could be seen if you have like extra visual perception and then also bonuses on actual, of breaking through actual concealment, and then also just like can see through any kind of phantasm or illusion.
Sure. Something has been cast on her window.
Okay.
That's glowing very softly. That's very visible. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be any sort of anything actually indicating scrying or anything like that in the area. You know, I mean, it's sort of there's obviously some sort of. Essentially, what has happened is that someone has cast an illusion over top of a spell to prevent the. Remember, in my world, all magic has a visible effect. So if you a detection spell would you'd sort of see the laser beam across the hallway, right? So someone has then cast an illusion, a phantasm over top of it to erase the visual.
Do I get an impression of what the enchantment does, or is it just that it's there?
You would need to make as a minimum, it would be a logic roll. Unless you think you have an extraordinary, which would do a better job.
Don't think any of my boons help me. The only other one was detection. That's basically going to give me the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll quickly try logic and see what that gets us.
Sure.
14.
14. It's cast on the outside. It's sort of this off bluish color. You think it's some kind of a protection or a ward, but you do not know what.
Is it?
You also suspect the sniff test is the wrong way to find out what it does.
Is it just her room, or if I go to like Marcel's room, is that on his window as well?
Just hers.
Right.
So it's on the outside of the window. Seems to be some kind of a protectionist type, protection or a ward or a guard of some kind. Yeah. You can't trip it accidentally from inside the room.
Yeah. I don't think we're being listened to or observed in this moment.
Okay.
But someone's done something to your window.
Neat.
But it seems to be a protection ward. So it might be someone trying to keep you safe from someone coming through your window. because it's not on the other window, so I don't think it's just like hotel policy, as it were.
Oh. Okay. Bit creepy, but okay. Sure. So.
But I don't see any evidence of someone spying on us currently.
Okay.
I will, however, and I'm gonna try and what I did before and just put up like a phantasm around them to stop casual observation or overhearing. Yeah, that's fine. We just sort of kind of make some gestures and then like this sort of like bubble around them. Nothing really changes inside the bubble, but outside it would just be.
But outside the bubble, it's two Illithid discussing fondue. Yep, got it.
Yeah, it's the conversation continues, but it's very mundane. I assume you prefer that over telepathy. So yeah, I had a conversation with Shagalza. She came into my room last night. Not what I was expecting.
You
But
were just expecting the assassin to just show up?
I mean,
yeah, if you put it that way, sure.
I mean,
But
you've been
I
around
thought
Spider.
I had thought that doing things in the open was preferable for both of us, but that was not the case. I didn't realize quite how secretive they would want to be. So, yeah.
Okay.
So few things is that I've been referring to them by the wrong name, and the way they refer to you, I was mistaken about as well. Seemingly that was a mistaken translation, I guess.
Okay.
That they don't see you as a priestess.
Okay. So what am I?
You're the blood bearer.
The fuck is that?
Well, seems like you are destined to restore the balance to the world. And that is why you are going to the volcano. The bigger thing about that, though, is
The
I
bigger thing.
asked.
There's a bigger. Okay.
Well, I asked because the point is for you to, as they said, restore balance to the world, which, she felt was this very impressive and grand and desirable honor, essentially. And I tried to explain that you'd never been told. But then I asked if the previous blood bearer had been able to restore balance. And she told me that there hasn't been another blood bearer. You are the first one. And so that 50 years ago, there wasn't a blood bearer. There was a herald.
Okay. So, Gomer wasn't the blood bearer. She was the herald, which is what?
The impression I got was that your grandmère was preparing the way for you. Whether she knew that or not, I don't know. And also given the fact that she wasn't allowed to tell you, I don't... It doesn't make sense to me, and it surprised her. I mentioned that we're kind of at an impasse because we don't know who to trust or what's expected. Well, and particularly you aren't aware of that. And that surprised her. She talked about how her people have this concept of, and it is actually difficult to explain, not in their language, but essentially destiny. You have, everyone has this destiny that you are not expected to do, but I guess supposed to do, but that you don't have to. You could choose not to. But that the problem with choosing not to is that there is a cost, or fate is not this closest word we have to not fulfilling the destiny. And that it kind of seems like the cost for not doing the destiny is equivalent to the size of the destiny itself. And yours is bigger than most.
So,
but not something that like they would do to you, as it were. Like it's not like they're not threatening you or anything.
no. They're just saying that you're supposed to bring balance back to the world, and then if you don't do it, then it's going to be imbalance, only imbalance, bad things, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it would kind of.
Well, I mean, that's not a choice, is it?
No, that was my impression as well. I tried to explain that from what, as far as I was aware, from what you'd been told, from the way it had been presented to you, that in a broad sense, that concept was there. Not clear cut, but there. But that in no way had it been made clear that while the fate might be not be a pleasant thing, it hadn't been made clear that the destiny would be better. It might or potentially could be worse. And she struggled with that concept, I guess. But I think I basically was able to make it clear that she has an entire people dedicated to this, and she's been raised with this understanding her whole life, where you had a year and a bit, 2 years, whatever, however long it's been, and that you just haven't been told anything. And she's looking in to try to potentially get some more information, which I hope will be helpful. But the other thing is that her and the people she's with, and her people and that whole group, their objective is to make your journey from here to the volcano as peaceful as possible. But the way that they will do that, there are not limits to what they will do to make that happen. The example being that should they feel the need to, they will burn this entire city to the ground and everyone inside it, if that meant that your journey to the mountain was easier. So like I said, they don't plan to kill you. They don't currently plan to kill me or Spider or Kazra, because we're helping you. But if they got the impression that anyone was getting in your way, they would remove the obstacle. Mentioned our leggy friend. I may have gotten her into their sights as well, without really meaning to. Didn't quite think that one through. I'm not sure who that's worse for.
I I mean,
But it also seems like there are other people out. There's someone is trying to start a revolution or a rebellion or something, and somehow they want to blame you.
Huh.
Yeah. The group that she killed was trying to start a war, and I don't know how they plan to do it or how they even know or what the objective is. But I think they want to use you as a scapegoat, and this group is not okay with that.
well, I mean, it's not a scapegoat if it's true, is it?
I don't think that's the way they're arranging it.
Okay, so there are people trying to start a war, and it will be or they will say that it is my fault, and there are other people saying that I have to go to a volcano and balance up the world.
With the implication that it would be very, very bad if you didn't.
Got that bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There was. I asked them about Chevalier and about Lucas because that's how I found them. I was trying to find out stuff about how I can help with them. I don't think they've ever even heard of a Praetorian or what that would even be. And I don't know if they know about our Lucas, but they're aware of Lucas Sr. and they don't like him. They don't like him even a little.
What do you do?
They don't know.
Oh.
They referred to him as a bad guest, but then made the point that the fact that this city has a statue of him in the main square meant that burning it would be a lot easier. They would be a lot less. They would be more glad to do that for that reason alone.
I wonder if Lucas Sr. slapped one of them. That would do it.
Don't know. They weren't. They don't. They obviously don't like
Bad
him.
kitty.
So specific.
He introduced this thing called a spray bottle, and we're not okay with that.
So,
What kind of barbarian are you?
okay.
I tried to try and clarify that how little information you'd been given. I pointed out that the conversation I had with her was more information than you had ever got. Again, I don't think she expected that.
Nobody ever seems to.
No.
Casra's way of doing things feels a lot easier. But I have to ask what Bloodbearer means.
I would imagine it ties into the idea of destiny.
Or just slaughter?
Yeah. Or that might be why they wanted to kill you.
But why not now, though? I mean, still want to, but was...
I think you talked about that if you don't do what the song wants you to do, that it will take your abilities. I wonder if that's not an option. They wanted to kill you to get access to your power. If the power resides not because it was given to you by the song, but just that the song awoke the power of your blood.
Oh.
The power could have potentially always existed in you. The song just alerted you to it. Though, to be clear, this is cold, hard speculation and not idle fact.
Cold hard speculation versus idle fact. I adore
So, you know, when, do you ever whisper of the wild but not have any idea what question to ask? Do you ever?
Always.
How do you word a yes no
Dartboard
question
time. I mean,
for
just
panic
dartboard.
staring?
I'll tell you
Weird
what,
question, but it's a question that she's been holding on to for a very long time. She's going to ask it now. Why not? Can I trust you?
Yes.
Really glad that answer was quick.
Me too. Yes, let's look at the phrasing of that question.
That's not one of them.
Sir, consider that's not really a yes or no question, you know?
Yes.
I've pointed this out many times. Alexandria is very good at asking questions that she gets the answer she wants from.
Well, actually, she doesn't know what answer she wanted from that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or if that makes her feel better, good, because
It doesn't
it's not
necessarily.
doing it for me.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, actually.
You can definitely trust me if that's what you want to do. That's true.
No,
You
my
are
thing
capable of it.
Yeah.
Is
My
she?
thing
Is she?
my
going-
my thing is like, oh yeah, my ethos is like, you know, I want you to go sacrifice yourself. So and I think that's what's right for the world. So yeah, you can trust me. I'll lead you safely to that for sure. For sure.
You can trust me to have my own interest.
Correct.
Follow her into the mountain. No.
You can trust me to do what I think is right and good and just.
All right. So before we go, we're going to scene cut back to Kaz and Spider. Just about the same time as Spider is getting his head around the idea that someone's scrolling on the wall. Like I said, when I say it's the pop culture equivalent of Thieves' Cant, it's more like the tourist equivalent of Thieves' Cant. It's the version of Thieves' Cant that thieves use for the people who think they know how to read Thieves' Cant but really can't.
Yeah.
You know,
Thieves
it's
can,
you know
though. It's the point.
yes, it's the language you use to. Oh yes, you're on the inside. I'll leave you the note in the secret language. Here, kid, go deliver this message. Right? There's sort of two layers in the language. One for the people who are really in the know, and one for the version of the people who like to think they're in the know and are useful as long as they think that. So this is the tourist version of Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
So are you? Just out of curiosity, before I go ahead here, are you going to point it out to Kazra? Are you saying anything aloud, or is it just kind of?
I think there's definitely that moment where like Spider stops and like looks, and as you see what's written on the, but it wouldn't be that, right? What does?
No, I was just gonna say, you know, you read it as "Who judges my merit," and what's written on the wall is something like "The fastest car never wins, but only in crooked races."
Huh.
It's just about graffiti, right?
Complicated question.
Is it
It's a message.
to you?
No, to anyone who knows how to read it.
I see. Of course. Danger?
I don't think so. I think
But
someone
that's-
thinks they're a lot cleverer than they are.
That's what it looks like based on like the handwriting and stuff. Like, you don't seem phased.
Who judges my merit?
Is that what it's? Okay. Who judges my marriage?
And then because you automatically get a 16 on matter thieving, you realize that one of the kids playing jump rope across the street's been staring at you intently ever since you started looking at the wall.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
My guess, that kid.
That kid's gonna get
small
some.
ones. The small ones are dangerous.
Small ones. It's always the ickle ones, isn't
Hey.
it?
Yes, it is.
Isn't
We
it?
have to make up for it somehow.
Ah, puppy.
What do you know?
What do you know,
I know the answer.
Everything,
of
mother.
life itself.
puppy?
Mother, I know all, especially where the food is.
Such truths that I will one day share.
You can't touch it. It's okay.
But only when you give me food.
And they can't open it.
That I can use.
That I can use without thumbs.
Well,
So I kid you not, for a little while on ThinkGeek, they had a foot pedal operated electric can opener.
oh, perfect.
And it was specifically, you would stick the can into it, and the picture was of a English bulldog standing on the thing with going.
Helpful. Very helpful.
Just like Flubber.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyway, that's
we
it for
we
tonight,
should
folks.
let people know that next week we will not be here. In fact, because
Yes. Why don't you explain why?
We'll be here on Tuesday, but not
we'll be here on Tuesday, but not on
Yes.
Wednesday because Twitch is going dark. To point out to Twitch just how shitty it is
Stupid.
that there are, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of bots raiding channels. Hundreds of thousands, I say hundreds of thousands. They kicked 7.5 million, and there were still hundreds of thousands left.
I think when I last finished updating the block list with the bots, we were hitting like 460,000-ish.
Jeez.
And it took a day to get like all of them the first time. And then when I checked again, there was an extra in that day. They were now an extra like 20,000.
Yeah. So the short version is that blocking bots is never going to work because at the point someone has the infrastructure to spin up about 7 million, what you're actually dealing with is a zombie network, and zombies are cheap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can just literally change the algorithm for the names or whatever, and as long as Twitter refuses to act at the authentication level, and that's really where the issue is, and this is no big deal, folks. Two-factor authentication has existed for years. It's absolutely insane that an organization like Twitch, which demands your credit card information, does not require two-factor authentication.
Yeah. It's
All
wild.
they had to do
Pretty
was
wild,
turn on
right? Yeah.
two-factor authentication,
And actually follow through
And
on
the-
it.
and this problem would go away. But let's be blunt: the top 10 Twitch streamers, last time I saw the list, were all guys who looked like me. Not as good looking, of course, but the point is they were all the dog community, right? Dumb average white guys. So Twitch has no motivation because it's affecting black streamers, and it's people of color and the LGBTQ community, and victimizing those.
It's legal and fine.
And here's the thing.
And
Twitch
those with
keeps
disabilities
saying-
also.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Oh, great. So they found a new level of scum to hit. Fantastic. Yeah. No, it pisses me off.
Yes, they'll just keep
So
doing that.
our channel is we're gonna turn the lights out next Wednesday. We hope you understand. And Twitch has to learn the lesson. If they do not protect the content creators, their content creators will stop wasting their time waiting for it to happen and move on.
That's
Correct.
right.
It's an organized sort of boycott to sort of people just be like, we're not going to stream or put out content or absorb content. So that's on the
We'll be somewhere
1st of
else.
September, which will be the second for a lot of us. But
So
But we will be back after that, Potentially, probably. We'll be back. We'll be here on Tuesday to play Omen's Rising, however.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to doing the character creation. I'm
Yes.
really fascinated to see how this system works. So, and I've already got half an idea for a character, so I'm interested in seeing how it works to let me get my half character.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have a lot of ideas for a character, many of which will make specifically Sam mad, but that's okay.
I'm
Well,
excited
then
for
it's
that.
a success already.
We're already winning.
So curious now.
Let's
I was already curious.
let's sign out. Bye everyone. We're leaving.
All right, take care of
Bye-bye.
yourselves, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.